call the meeting to order here. And we'll start off with the pledge. Howard, go and do the roll call here.
I will. Pursuant to the rules passed at the last session, the secretary is required to read a roll so that we sign everybody in legally. Mr. Sullivan, Jim Sullivan of District 1. Mr. Terry Trent of District 2, Terry Trent. Randy Decker, our chairman from District 3, Mr. Decker. Howard Howe, the secretary, District 4, here. Tim O'Connor, District 5, Mr. O'Connor.
All right, so we'll go let's take a look at the minutes here and get them adopted.
For purposes of officially bringing before the board the proposed minutes of June the 11th, I move the adoption of the proposed minutes as presented. I would impart to the board that these were provided some time ago. I have not received any objections so far.
Second to adopt the minutes. Any comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, new business.
The roof has been repaired. We have a new roof. We no longer have to cover the judge's bench. There's a few things that we weren't happy with that they're going to come back out on this weekend and fix. We don't have any leaks. It looks good. There's some flashing that needs to be fixed and some gutter covers that will be fixed, but it is done. We get a 25-year warranty on it. If we have any hail damage or anything, they automatically come out if we've had storms. They look at it. If it needs repaired, they fix it. It's all covered.
Foundation repairs for
Foundation repairs it is scheduled. We went with the company that we felt was most reliable and cost efficient. It's going to start on Tuesday, September 2nd, because Monday is Labor Day. And the whole waterproofing process takes about a week, so it would probably conclude on the following Monday. The actual tearing up of the concrete and everything in the basement will be that Tuesday and Wednesday. We have let everyone in the building know that it's going to be loud those few days, so they may want to reschedule a few things. It's still going to be loud, but not as loud throughout the week. Once that's done and the concrete is set, we can't go in that room for approximately 2 weeks. We can't do anything with the room. After that, we have the carpet on order to replace in the classrooms. Not on the wall. The wall will be finished with, it's a type of product they put almost like in your shower, your one-piece units. It's all waterproof. They will do if there's any mold in there. They go ahead and do any of your mold removal. They prep it all to be complete. And they're going to do halfway around the building. We made the decision we are not going to do the section by Mesa, the 911 area. They're good with that because if we chose to do that area, it would be a pain to get all that equipment out, get it all back, get it all set. They have a lot of wires, so they'll do like 3/4 of the building, And then once it's done, it's under warranty. We shouldn't have any issues, and we'll get the classroom redone and all the mold out.
I know. I sit there and you guys hear me. As we talked about at the last meeting that we had, that these repairs that we discussed a second ago would require some additional funds for our capital that was not budgeted because these were unexpected. And we have budgeted them in the rainy day fund for $167,000, which was advertised for this public hearing in the Southside Voice and the Indianapolis Business Journal. And basically, this is just to cover the things we've already discussed, and we knew we were going to be doing this. So I didn't know if anyone had any questions on that.
Asking for any public comment, yeah, okay.
You were speaking of proposed resolution 2025-2, were you not? And can we state for the record exactly what this is for? It says in the resolution that additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named and for the purposes specified. What are those specified purposes?
For the roof repairs and the foundation repairs are is what the additional appropriation is used for.
Else for any public comment? For a resolution?
Okay, so now that it's been reopened, we just need a vote for the resolution to approve this. Approve this additional appropriation for $167,000 that is for roof repairs and foundation repairs.
I'll motion. I second.
Aye.
Financials.
Okay, in front of you, you have the financial report that looks like this. It's got the Excel spreadsheet that has the different, the township fund, the small claims is on the first page. So as far as the township fund, so this is for 6 months of data, which so that means you're at 50% of your budget. For the township fund, we are at only 43%. We're good in all of our categories. And the same goes for the small claims court. We're at 41%. So the total general government fund is only at 42%. So in those, there's nothing that we're out of line or everything's in line, and don't anticipate it before the year end. If you flip to page 2, you'll see the township assistance, and the first part is the township administration. And we're at 34% overall, so in all categories, we're right on line with where we should be. And then you go down to the direct assistance. We are high in the medical portion, which is made up of the hospital and burials. Burials is higher, mostly in part because the rate is so expensive for what they're charging. There's no place that'll do it, and the amount was amended so that we allowed for this higher amount. So unfortunately, this is just causing, and then a little bit later in the meeting, there'll be an adjustment requested for this to move some additional funds up there. And then when you go to the other direct poor relief, we're right on the nose at 49%, and basically monies that are being spent out of there are the food, household items, we're at 8%. The shelter, we're at 58% for the year. And public utilities, we're at 58%. And then the Gilliam Center, we only have 16%. So we still think for the year we should be okay with where we are. And then in the community outreach, we're at 10%. And then the last group is the transient, which is like your lodging, food, which really there's normally nothing used in there. And so far we've done nothing this year. And so we've not done anything in there. So overall we are at 49%. But overall we think for the year we'll be fine. And then our budget in whole, we're at 42%. So we're really in good shape as far as those things go. And then we will have that additional appropriation that we'll put in the rainy day fund, which is part of the budget as far as the overall at the end of the year. So that will increase the expenses of what we have for the year, just so everyone knows that. Any questions?
Howard.
Under Group 1 Personal Services, you indicated that we've reached 39%. Does that represent?
I apologize, which category are you referring to?
That would be Group 1 Personal Services.
Under which fund? Is it the
Public
township
Welfare,
fund?
Township Assistance.
Okay, yes. Okay,
on
go ahead.
page 2, it's
Yes,
the
I
top
got it.
line.
Okay.
It shows 39%, which you said. Is that 26 pays? Okay, so it's exactly half.
Right. So
All
we're-
right.
well, it's 50% is half.
I get that, but
We're fine.
we're underspending the budget. Always welcome.
Yes, that's right. We are.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
With the have to have an official appropriation. I just needed to ask for a request. As you looked, our burials are way up. Part of that has to do with, unfortunately, the funeral homes that we use charge more for someone that is not of average size. And that includes, okay, so if you have a larger person, they need a larger casket and they charge more. Again, that's the same for cemetery or for cremation. We've had this happen. I'm not exaggerating. This has happened recently. So with that being said, we are asking to move from transients to burials, $2,000, so that we can not run out for the year. We've had several burials already, and it's more than we've ever seen. And we always suggest cremation because it is cheaper, but there are some that, because of religious reasons, they want a burial. Now, when I say they want a burial, it is the very basic. They get a box, and that's what they get. They can have them buried. We don't pay for any services, and we don't pay for any extras. If they want that, that's all on them. We just pay for a basic. However, if you do have a larger person than average, you're going to need a bigger casket. And I'm not exaggerating. We had someone that was close to 400 pounds. And so we
probably didn't want the microphone.
yeah. So therefore, we're asking.
We're going to need we need a motion for this.
We just need, as according to Beth, we need a motion that you're okay with us moving it. It has to be in the minutes. That's all I need.
So it's a motion to move from Group 3 under Direct Township Assistance to Group 1 under Direct Township Assistance.
Okay, we need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
How much money?
2,000. They went
$1,000.
$1,000.
I'll make the motion to move 2,000 from Group 3 to Group
Comments?
1.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, is there anything else with financials? Is that?
just want to let you guys know that next month, we have to approve the capital improvement plan, which is there is a capital improvement plan that was in 2019. They're now making it have to be approved every year because of SB 1463, I think it was the 62. The reason we have to do this, we'll have to approve a new fund for road and, for road build that we have to do, which will be Fund 50, and this will be a resolution for next meeting. Then we'll have the plan that will also, which does it every year, and you guys review this every year. Not everybody has done that. So you've already done that portion. But the problem is, the difference is you put this in, there's a whole bunch of paperwork you have to fill out. And basically any unappropriated funds, meaning your general or your township fund and rainy day fund, are subject to the money that you're cash at the end of the year, plus the budget for next year, projecting what your ending cash for 26 will be. There's no movement of money until 27, but what that anticipated to be is, and then 30% of that will go into that fund, whatever it ends up being. So, but if we don't approve it, you will get no levy. So it has to be approved before September 30th. And they literally didn't even get the template out until July, I think it was 18th. So it's a new process. They're working through a lot of things. So it behooves us to appropriate as much as possible and put the plan in place, because there may be some changes, but we've got to see how this plays out. So, we're working through all of that, but I just want to let you be aware this is coming next month.
This is the money then that the legislature, the General Assembly, is proposing to expropriate from township funds for road and street maintenance.
That is correct.
In Perry Township.
In Perry
In
Township.
Perry
It is in
Township,
Perry
but
Township.
without our approval.
Well, you can create an MOU. Again, you'll have to have a resolution with somebody in Perry Township that you want to have do some road work in a patch, and you can somewhat say this is the area you want. The money's not going to be that much. I mean, when you look at the scheme of how much it costs to do roads, let's just be real honest. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but I'm just saying that's what has to be done.
We're going to have to explain this to our taxpayers and our voters. I want to leave a very clear trail that our hand is being forced by the General Assembly. I don't want to increase the tax rate above a penny.
But it will probably do that. And I know that goes against what you want to do, but otherwise you're going to be giving money away. And the problem, it perpetuates each year and creates a lower cash balance. And that's the problem.
They want us to put as much, we've been told to add whatever we can to our capital improvements plan. And when you have your budget set and your capital improvement ideas, that money is not going to be part of that 30%. That is the protected amount. Again, the more we put in the capital improvement plan and we add that to our budget, it's going to increase. We're working it out. Beth and the judge and I, we're trying not to raise our taxes. But then again, we're going to give more money to those funds if we don't bring in enough or we don't protect that amount of money.
Try to put as much as possible in the capital improvement plan and not necessarily appropriate it in the actual budget process. It's a 3-year plan, so it's not just everything has to be done for next year. It's a 3-year plan that you put in there, and it's sort of a rolling thing because, things come and go, quotes don't come through, all of those type of things. It's a plan. A plan can be changed. It's subject to change. So we'll try to do as much as possible through that so we don't have to increase the tax rate that much. But I'm just letting you know that the goal is that we keep the money in Perry Township Trustee's office. Yes, exactly.
Budget. The more you budget,
under the statute, the more that you budget in your budget and the capital improvement plan, the less that potentially
I'm sorry. Well, you do directly approve what you want to spend that money on. You work as an MOU with someone to do it, but it's still, you're not in control of it after it's given into this fund. Right. I understand.
And that seems not to be occurring here.
No,
That's not
they
a good.
don't want you to have a savings, is basically what. The rainy day fund is like, for that instance, they consider that as savings. And the state legislation doesn't want townships to have a savings or any extra money out there.
Well, and the other problem is again, a lot of times when I'm doing, like for cities and towns, when I'm doing their budgeting, I'll budget so much in their capital money for this year, I don't use it. I then use that in my cash balance. The next year I appropriate more money, so then the next year I can do like a $500,000 project because I don't want to spend it all in one year and know that, so I can build their cash up so that we can do that. This unfortunately is counter to that. And I know you understand that, but I'm just making that statement. Yeah, for the record.
We're going to have to explain this in some even number year election. It's going to be difficult to do. But it's time for me to shut up, so I'm going to do that.
Well, I just wanted to bring, I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention that this is the process and that it's going to be happening next month. We'll have a public hearing and to go over this, and then we'll, like I said, we have a resolution for establish the fund and to approve the capital improvement plan. So I just wanted everyone to be aware, and it has to be approved or we won't get the levy. We won't get any money. So it's critical that it's approved. And it literally is, I feel like last minute, but we don't have a choice.
Thank you. All right. All right, well, moving on, something a little bit lighter here, trunk or treat.
With appropriate songs. It's a great time. The only thing I ask is if you want to come, let us know. We'll have a spot for your car, decorated or whatever. I know Randy's come every year. Jim has participated. It's a fun time. The judge comes with her children. It's a good time. So mark your calendars, even if you don't want to hand out candy, but you just want to come and walk around. That's the best part. The kids really enjoy it, and it's kind of gets us out there and kind of lets them know what we do. It's kind of a community thing. So October 29th, 5 to 7.
Okay, comments from the public. How about any board member comments?
Aye.